This crow escape room gauntlet is extremely challenging. So challenging, in fact, for comparison, I had some young humans also attempt to solve the exact same puzzles with fascinating results.
Whoa.
But just like with my backyard squirrels, I will admit that in hindsight, I completely underestimated my adversary. Now, Juicy Nugs might seem like an odd choice, but if you look closely, you could spot the exact moment my personal vendetta against the crows started about a year ago. Did you catch it? I'll play it back, but this time, watch right here. The crows had figured out I DoorDash food to my porch on an embarrassingly regular basis. So when a car rolled up to my house and a person got out, it meant dinner was served. And this continued on for nearly every delivery, until it all came to a head one day when they once again decided to go for my nugs. But this time, instead of giving up like a quitter, I reordered my food because I was really angry and hungry. And this is when I realized I was in over my head. Because I was no longer just having my food stolen by a crow, I was being bullied by a crow, as he just knocks over my drink and flies off. In fact, I'm no crow translator, but if you play that back at double speed, that's a bully's laugh if I've ever heard it. In the form of fake packages, fine glitter, and copious amounts of fart spray.
Oh. All right.
And so at this point, I needed answers. I wanted to know if I was really being targeted here. Like, actually, how smart is a crow? And after even a minimal amount of research, it turns out really, really smart. From playing an instrument, to understanding and manipulating human objects, to straight up psychological warfare, where you see this crow here wants some water, but the big bad vulture is currently being a water hog. So he sneaks up behind him and plucks out a feather, literally framing the poor other vulture, who gets chased off as this genius instigator gets what he wants. So to fully test the theory, I was deliberately being picked on by all my neighborhood crows. I found a crow named Cheryl at a bird rescue sanctuary to represent their species as I tested the limits of their intelligence. So after a couple of months of observation and study, a plan had now formed to test their species with a 9-part escape room gauntlet, which meant the only thing left at this point was to put that plan into action with a 10-second build montage. Here are the basic elements. For starters, I've placed her favorite combo meal right here on this table. From sad experience, I know when she enters this room, the first thing she'll be drawn to are the juicy nugs. But it will be impossible for her to access them because of this reverse birdcage that's meant to keep birds out. And the only way for this birdcage to autonomously unprotect the nugs is if she solves all 9 of our puzzles, starting first, right here on this desk. Because this is where Cheryl will find a graduated cylinder with her favorite wooden ball that's too far down for her to reach directly with her beak. So here's the question. If you're a crow, how would you solve this puzzle given all the materials you have at your disposal here on the table? Well, if you said you would take the heavy rocks and you would add them one at a time to raise the water level, you'd be right. So Cheryl will have to come to the same conclusion in addition to not using any of the other decoy materials like the cork or the cotton balls that would just float uselessly on the surface. Once she adds enough rocks to get the ball, the water level will now be high enough to complete the electrical circuit with these 2 pieces of copper tape. That then sends a signal to an Arduino this puzzle has been sufficiently solved, and after a few seconds time delay, a light automatically turns on, leading her to the next puzzle, aka the scales of justice.